It's another beautiful night for baseball here at First Energy Stadium, and a big crowd expected as well out here in Reading. It's game 2 of a series, an evening after Reading scored 21 runs. Bowie in town, the Bay Sox 37-50 against the Fightin' Phils 62-26, the rematch of the 2015 Eastern League Championship Series. Hello again and welcome to our coverage here on Service Electric TV2 Sports alongside Tim Nyman. Jon Schaeffer once again with you. Reading last night, 21 runs, 17 hits, big nights up and down the lineup, and Casey Cerna really delivered in a big way last night.
Really had a nice night last night.
So again, Grimes and Ritchie, Saturday night baseball from First Energy Stadium. It's yours next, right here on TV2 Sports. There's Dusty Watson, fifth-year manager, Eastern League Manager of the Year in 2015. His Fightins to the plate here, bottom one, no score. As Reading yesterday, 17 hits, 21 runs. Valentin leading off, pulling a huge night. He was a triple shy of the cycle. Alfaro getting a start, did not start yesterday. Hoskins back in the lineup, no Cousins. Fox the DH. Martinez, Cerna, Marrero, and Aguila in center field. What a night for him. He was also a triple shy of the cycle last night for the Fightins. Meanwhile, Bowie turning to Matt Grimes, making his second Double-A start.
Grimes a big right-hander as well at 6'5", 185 pounds out of Huxton, Georgia. Big fella out of Georgia Tech, and that one start he made was not a great outing. 4 2/3, 6 hits, 3 runs, 3 earned. Interesting though, he did strike out 7 in those 4 2/3 innings against Trenton on July the 4th.
Behind Grimes here tonight, as we take a look at the defensive alignment in the outfield, you've got Nathans, Barbone, and Urrutia. In the infield from third, Dosh, Marine, Rosa, and Terdoslavich. Wins, catches Grimes. Bowie leads the EL in errors. 95, we saw 3 of them last night.
Yeah, they struggled. They, in fact, added another one later at an outfield mistake. 3 in 1 inning in the 6th, in the 6-run second inning, and then an outfield boot later. So it was a Bowie Bay Sox baseball breakdown last night. It was atrocious.
It really
from
was.
their end. Kerry Kendall couldn't wait for that thing to get over and get on the bus and get out of there and start over the next day right here in Baseball Town. Turning out to be a beautiful night.
There's Valentin. Grimes falling behind. And there's a strike. It is 2-1 on Valentin, who's put together a good year. Last night, a couple of runs scored. He's been right around 300 all year. His father, the longtime major leaguer, in attendance here this weekend as well, Jose Valentin, as the count levels up at 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Matt Grimes got that up there at 95. Good downhill, really way up over the top, very high 3/4 delivery. A lot of leverage coming downhill. You got to use your size if you're that big. It's why you see a lot of big pitchers in professional baseball. And able to change those planes, where a shorter guy, if you will, even a 6-footer, has trouble doing that. You see more of those guys being sinker or slider type pitchers.
Fightins last night had multiple runs in every inning through 5. They scored 20 runs through the first 5 innings last night.
Pinball game last night.
Really was. This is drilled out to left. Nathans is back with room though. Shy of the track for the first out, and Valentin retired. There is one away in this scoreless game. Just 2 umpires here tonight. That's because Charlie Ramos on his way to the Futures game. Eric Backus has the plate on back-to-back nights. Mike Provine is the bases umpire here. 2 umpires. Again, the Futures game, that means no Dylan Cousins for Reading tonight. Also, Ricardo Pinto on his way out to San Diego. That game is tomorrow. And for Bowie as well, a change. Their catcher, Chancisco, the prospect, on his way out west. Ground ball to first. Nice stab by Terdoslavich. And the flip is in time on an awkward play. The pitcher, Grimes, was late to cover, and they give the second out. Now here comes Dusty Watson.
This is going to be interesting for sure. There was a lot of contact going on down at the first base bag. Ball hit hard by Pullen. Nice backhand play by Terdoslavich, and the underhand flip kind of needed a parachute by the time it got to Grimes.
Did he ever tag?
And will he trip over the base or not? He does not touch first base, so therefore probably be safe. But you're going to have a hard time appealing that to home plate. You're never going to see that. Just not going to see it.
Yeah,
but it sure was awkward.
Yeah, clearly he never touched the bag from our replay here on TV2 Sports. Excellent look at it. And Dusty Watson making his case. They've got replay in the big leagues, but not here.
not a firm throw from Terdosevich by any means, and you want to hit the guy in the chest or in the belt area, and look at this thing just kind of needed a parachute by the time it got, and he misses the bag by a foot.
Yeah,
you know,
6 inches
and
to a foot.
Get all that other stuff going on, so you can't overturn it because there's no way the home plate umpire can see that. I'd be stunned.
No, I mean the bases umpire is 5 feet away. The plate umpire is 90 feet away.
Now, if you had a 3-man crew, possibly.
Yeah, maybe the third base umpire
might have a view, but there's zero chance.
Well,
I'm sure Gary Kendall will be out of the dugout in a heartbeat.
Assuming the stands, that's a good break.
Wow.
They're going to say actually safe.
I have been the call. Here comes Gary Kendall. The call is correct. How in the world that home plate umpire Eric Backus could see that is, to me, a physical impossibility. There's no way. He's looking right down the line. I don't know how I don't know how to say. With interference from lots of people.
Yeah,
runner, pitcher.
This isn't the start that the umpiring crew is hoping to have here tonight.
Gary Kendall not happy whatsoever. Certainly understand. Call correct, but you tell me how an home plate umpire could even no shot. Looking down the line, there's a missed bag with 1 foot. The runner's 2 feet, and you got the base ump also right on the line as well. Good break for Reading, by the way. We'll take it.
So how are you scoring that? E3?
I think it has to be an E3, a terrible feed. Yeah. Certainly not a hit. No ruling yet up on the scoreboard here at First Energy Stadium. I would say E3 on a terrible feed by.
Now Alfaro takes the first pitch away. Now, I mean, the problem with Bowie last night was the extra outs early on, and they've given Reading an extra opportunity here with only 1 out.
Is an error.
So they do pop it up. Let's go with E3 until we get confirmation. Alfaro was in the Futures game a couple of years ago as he swings here through it, and it's 1-1.
Yeah, you can't award an error to Grimes. He did everything he could to even make a catch and navigate what was happening, knowing he had a runner pulling right up his backside. So the bizarre play in Baseball Town continues here tonight on Saturday night. But a good break for Reading.
Curveball is up from Grimes, the former 18th round pick of the Orioles in 2014. Kind of a unique story. He was taken 4th round out of high school, didn't sign. Later taken as a junior by the Phillies, didn't sign. And eventually as a senior signee, he was taken by Baltimore in 2014. And he's put together a very good year in Frederick this season, as this is fouled away and the count evens up. But down in Frederick this year, a 1.45 ERA, 3rd best in minor league baseball. It's been a very surprising season for this former 18th round pick.
He's got a chance to be pretty good. I mean, you don't see too many guys with that high overhand delivery anymore. Most of them in a 3/4 slot somewhere. But again, he uses that 6-foot frame to 5 frame to his advantage, getting downhill. There's a good break.
And a base hit for Alfaro. Nicely done by Alfaro to wait on that pitch, stay back, and line it into left. His good season continues, and after the error and the overturn, Reading in business, 2 on with only 1 out.
Alfaro's legitimate. There's no question. He was out of the lineup last night. It wasn't a bad breaking ball down in the strike zone, and Alfaro lets it get deep on him. Good read. You saw him kind of double clutch with the bat in the body and strokes it over the shortstop head. Reading in business. 1st and 2nd, 1 out here in the bottom of the 1st inning.
That was a good look at his bat speed. One of those things, it's kind of tough to teach. You just kind of have it, and he's got very quick wrists getting through the zone.
Great job just letting the ball get to him. He recognized that pitch very early, and he was able to wait, kept the hands back. Good stroke into left field.
Now Hoskins, the Eastern League Player of the Month, taking ball 1. Last night, another homer, 1 of 5 from the Fightin' Phils, 4 more RBIs. He's had an unbelievable year with those 25 home runs and 79 RBIs.
Well, he got into a situation where he's in a 3-1 count in the 1st inning. He can't fall behind. He's such a good, disciplined hitter right now. He just sat all over a fastball and drilled it right on out of here in a hurry. So there was a little unsure of himself. Give you the deception that Matthew Grimes delivers right there. That big, a lot of arms and legs coming at you.
Fastball, changeup, curve, and slider. He'll hit 94, 95 with his fastball. And you talked about that arm angle is going to give you kind of a change in plane. He's a big right-hander, so he'll get that downward angle coming at you.
Get both angles, down and in, and also east and west. And a little fastball ran away from him there. 2-1 the count. Again, dangerous when Hoskins gets into fastball hitting counts. Not yet here. You could certainly go behind with a slider or breaking ball if you want. But first inning, you can't let Reading get out of the gates like they did last night and put up a few runs.
Pullen and Alfaro aboard, only one out. And it is 3-1. If you're Grimes tonight, just your second start, you've already faced a good team in Trenton. What's the game plan going into this one here at First Energy?
Well, hopefully your first baseman helps you with it.
Yeah.
You know, you got 2 out, you're in the dugout probably. Now he's got a problem. 3-1. Always 3-1 is always a good count for pro guys to run in. I don't think they will here with Hoskins.
Upstairs, ball 4. Well, nothing has really been hard hit. You've got the error, the single, and the walk, but the bases are loaded for Fox. Remember, no Cousins tonight, but the very good veteran presence who's had an excellent year in Fox, although maybe overshadowed a bit by, again, the sluggers in Hoskins and Cousins.
He's had a great year, 20 doubles, 15 runs batted in. He was a little quiet last night, all things considered. Didn't really have to do a whole lot, but right here, he can hurt you badly with a base hit. From the base sock standpoint, a ground ball away from getting off the field.
Well, if Turdoslavich would have made a better throw, it would have been 2 outs, bases empty, and this would have been a much more easy situation to deal with. 2 on, 2 out. Fouled away the first pitch off the bat of Fox.
First ball, fastball hitting. Fox underneath it, fouled it straight back, so his timing was good. It's hard to get on top of a guy like this that's coming downhill at you. So you keep the hands up high and try to hit the top half of the baseball.
Pretty smooth delivery from Grimes with that high arm angle. Lined for a base hit. Another fast start for the Fightins. Pullen is in. Alfaro scores. It's like deja vu all over again. And 2-0 Reading.
And that error opened the floodgates right out of the block here. 2-0 Fox with a good piece of professional hitting. Fouled a fastball straight back at 95. You know, you have to question the pitch call. Usually when a fastball's fouled straight back, your hitter's timing is good. So I talked about him getting on top of the ball, which he did right there, and lined the ball in the center field for a big 2-run single. Fox now with 52 knocked in on the season, and here we go again, John. 2-0 Reading in the first.
They got 3 last night in the first on home runs from Hoskins and Cousins back-to-back. Martinez, the 6th batter in the inning, only 1 out. And he pops this up. Off first, there should be room for Turdoslavich in foul ground, and he will make the catch for the 2nd out. Martinez came in at 272, and that is the 2nd out. Everything from here on out will be unearned. We know Pullen is unearned because of the error, but again, these runs all count against Bowie here tonight. And it brings on Cerna, who had that huge night we talked about in the open.
Yeah, Cerna had a very nice night. Again, goes under the radar on this lineup, which is unbelievably productive. And Cerna can go on streaks. He can get really hot. Last 10 games, he's 375, 12 for 32 with a homer and 5 knocked in. Then he can go a little cold on the other end of that. We've seen 10-game streaks where he's hitting under 200, but contributing mightily, and one of those guys, a solid player that can make, help your lineup play second, short, third, first, left, center. Played right field earlier in the season. Just a very valuable guy in your bench. And here, starting.
Ball 1 on Cerna. He's hitting right around 300 now in the season at 298. Both of his home runs this year on TV2 Sports. We saw his 2nd last night, just over the left field wall.
Get to know Martinez, first ball, fastball hitting. Not sure that this is a guy I would be doing that against. It's really tough to, I mean, for Jake Fox with the bases loaded, different animal, but Martinez maybe be a little bit more patient. Cerna does take a strike. Now 1-1.
Again, the pitches last night really piled up for Reading starter, who went just an inning and 2/3. David Hess allowed 9 runs. Only 4 of them were earned. And it's now 2-1 on Cerna. Yeah, not the lineup you want to be working from behind. You don't want to be 2-0, 3-1 against this fight and fill lineup, a team that leads the Eastern League in runs scored by over 100 runs this year.
526 of them. The team they're playing, Bowie, is second with 405. So a difference of 121 runs, 21 last night on the board by the Fightins. 3-1 count. Again, a runner's count, but not with Reese Hoskins and Jake Fox. Also, Dusty Watha likes to hit and runs from time to time with Cerna, but two guys on the bases that are, probably not going to go ahead and do that.
Chop to third. Dosh waits on it and gets the force at second for the final out. So an error leads to a couple of runs. Reading by 2 after 1 on TV2 Sports.